is Genshin Impact Finally Dead. Now, again, this one was recommended to me by like 4 different people over the 2 days that I had off, and I was very confused. People are like, you need to watch it, because apparently it's funny. I honestly have no idea. I don't know why people want me to watch this, but we'll see.
The year is 2020. In the midst of an unprecedented global pandemic, the whole world is stopped dead in its tracks.
Yep, and
no
then...
people,
and then Hoyovers.
no parties, and hell, there wasn't even any basketball.
Yeah.
This was the year that everyone stopped
died.
touching grass and started getting on their computers to finally find something fun to do for the day.
True.
I just graduated from college, passed my licensure exam, and I was just sitting at home with my daily routine consisting of watching 2 movies a day with a few episodes of The Sopranos in between.
Nice. This guy's camera's beautiful. I love this camera, this setup, the warm lighting. It's nice.
That's a story for another time. I was never much of a gamer, maybe because I never had a PC that could run anything, but also maybe because I got bored of everything way too quickly. But the pandemic made sure to make all the non-gamers start wanting to end it all from sheer boredom of normal life being stuck indoors, so many of my friends and I set out to find one game we could agree to start playing together that would run on my shitbox PC. And that's where it all began.
Not the search bar,
2020
dude.
was the year that Genshin Impact would burst into the scene and make weebs and gamers rejoice at the first game that was brave enough
Zhongli
to actually
you
put
love to see that.
waifus in a 3D open world setting. I mean, look at it. It takes all the courage in the world to create such glorious landscapes that go on for miles.
Yeah, the jiggle physics is something else.
I watch anime, but I wasn't really the target demographic for this game because I didn't really play any games at all, but my friend convinced me to stream the game, and once I started, I actually couldn't put it down. And I couldn't say that about any other game. I've never...
Wow, a non-gamer's first ever video game properly was Genshin Impact. That's pretty cool.
I felt such a strong urge to keep playing a game since maybe Pokemon Sapphire in 2005, a whole 15 years before this point. I'm really showing my age here. I was really obsessed with this game, and because of all my friends that were online all the time, seemingly just as obsessed.
I said I'm really showing my age here. Dude can't be older than like 20, right?
As I was about it. It was a gaming experience I don't think I've ever had before. Oh man, just talking about it makes me miss it so much. I didn't have a job at this point, so literally I would wake up, check the group chat if anyone was online, get on to play for a couple hours.
Familiar. Chat, why does this guy look so familiar? I might have seen his videos before.
Online, get on to play for a couple hours, have dinner, and then come back to play all through the night and into the morning. I made a whole lot of new friends who I'm still tight with to this very day, even if some of them don't even play anymore.
Me!
And I can't help but feel nostalgic about that special time.
Love you too, Brick.
If you're watching this, maybe you had that special time too.
Poke? Oh my god! Holy shit! Yeah, I think it is. He does look a bit like Poke Laws. Holy shit, dude.
But
that's
it
wild.
Really did feel like a time of just having fun with my friends, hanging out and talking all day, and meeting a whole lot of cool new people.
Nice.
Just from playing this game.
Aww.
And that feeling of gratefulness for what this game has allowed me to experience is a big part of why I still play it today.
Aww.
Well, kinda play it, I guess. But let's get to the point, shall we? I've been playing this game since it came out, so it's been about 2.5 years.
Also, I just want to say, I have this exact same cat tree in the other room. It's the exact same one, with the little ball inside that you can play with. It's huge.
Years of playing this game every single day, and although I love all the experiences I've had with it, and I do love a lot of the game mechanics, I've finally reached a point where my will to play the game just isn't enough to actually make me boot up the game anymore.
Damn.
If you're expecting a video about all the problems all the players are experiencing and all the things that are happening worldwide to actually be causing the death of Genshin Impact, then you might not be in the right place. I just want to talk about why I, personally, have not wanted to play the game I've loved for such a long time, and why I think there really might be a hard limit to how much you can play this game before you might get sick of it, and what miHoYo can do about it. So,
okay, before we get into that then, I'm going to give my thoughts. I don't think Genshin's dying. I think dying is a very strong word. I think dead is a very strong word for a video game to be at that point. I think it released at the perfect time, middle of COVID. Everybody was free. Everybody was playing it. It's obviously going to have a much higher peak than any time in the future, I would say, other than maybe the end of Genshin, but still. So yeah, number one, obviously the peak of Genshin is going to be way higher than right now. Number two, a lot of people are taking a break over the past couple of months because we've got Fontaine stuff coming out soon, and usually the 0.0 patches are way busier than the 0.6 to 0.8/9, which is pretty normal because we get the main story, then a bit of filler story for the rest of it. And if feel like that's the way the game's kind of designed. We get a POG update every 6 weeks with a little bit of story, new characters most of the time, and then extra stuff to tide us along until the next one, you know? A lot of people say Genshin is dead like at every patch. That's just people who just want to see the game dead, I guess. But I'm curious to hear what this guy's thinking, because he says he's going to go into the more personal side of it, I guess.
So let's take a trip down memory lane and remember all the things we love about Genshin Impact, and maybe feel the utter heartbreak of the things we love just not hitting the same anymore.
Okay.
Let's go.
What do I actually like about the game?
I know I talked about all the fun experiences and moments I got to share with my friends, just wasting my life away in front of a screen, but what was it about Genshin Impact that really kept me playing
Character
for
designs.
2.5 years?
Story. Booba.
But seriously, we could talk forever about the world, architecture,
Yeah.
music,
Yes.
story, bosses, mobs, events, or even character design. But
Yeah.
as a player who doesn't actually do story quests, yes, I stopped doing them a while back because I don't like reading.
Is he talking about hangouts then? Because you don't need to read. They're all voiced.
Yes, I stopped doing them a while back because I don't like reading. There are a few things that I really love about Genshin, so let's talk.
Or he's just never given story quests a try at all because he thinks they're not voiced. Maybe they're talking about world quests? I don't know. They sounded pretty confident with the
about
character
them so
quests,
you
but
can
we'll see.
understand just how heartbreaking it really is to just not enjoy them anymore. Number 1, the gacha.
Oh, good point.
I know. The term gachas caused a lot of fear and apprehension from anyone who hears that Genshin Impact is in fact a gacha game. And for good reason. This monetization method has very strong parallels with gambling, which we all know has ruined many, many lives. Look, gambling is bad.
Yeah.
You should never gamble with money that you don't have.
Yeah.
There's even a strong argument that you should never gamble at all. It's very addictive and it's a very slippery slope. With Genshin Impact,
I think
they
if,
really
if,
have...
if you've got a strong enough mindset and you know, obviously, your limits and everything, I think it's fine. For gambling in general, personally. Obviously, be of the right age, be old enough to know what your limit is, set yourself limits, and never gamble with anything that's, like, out of your means. Always set yourself a tiny little budget aside. But I would say, in general, if someone had the choice to, like, gamble or not is usually the better option.
There have been countless times where my friends and I cave to temptation and use our precious primo gems
It's like the
to
whole,
really
you're
try
not
and
gonna
get
win.
a character we want. But I'm gonna throw out a pretty interesting take out there. Gacha is pretty great. Unlike a lot of other games out there.
I think that the big difference with Genshin compared to other gacha games and gambling in general is it's only gambling to a certain point. You go to a poker table, chat, and if this ends up on YouTube comments, you go to a poker table and you could put thousands and thousands of dollars down without any guarantee of ever winning. With gacha games, especially Genshin, you know that there's a limit. There's only a certain amount that you were going to have to spend to get what you want. As long as you were okay with using that amount of money, then it's fine. Just make sure you're okay with using the maximum amount. And that's pretty much it.
You do have a chance to get the character you want without paying.
You get them early, it's great.
By just using the in-game currency you can earn for free just from playing the game.
It is called pay to win? No, it's not. It's not pay to win, in my opinion. You're not winning anything. You can do everything in this game with anything you'd like.
The first time I ever got a 5-star, it was Dealu.
Pay to win would be a
and I got him
competitive
at around
advantage, in my
AR40
opinion,
or
and
something,
it don't
so
give that.
It was a lot later than my friends, but when I finally got that 5-star all to myself,
My man.
I swear, I had trouble sleeping that night. I just wanted to get up early and start playing the game already. Every time a new banner comes out, I get really excited to use all my primo gems that I've saved up to finally get a new character and all the new combat, team comps, exploration, all the fun I get to have with them.
Hell yeah.
But
it looks fun.
let's not lie to ourselves. A lot of people have ruined their lives because of these gacha games, and
Yes.
it's not all sunshine and roses. It can be viewed as a very predatory way of monetizing your game, especially if it takes a lot of money to just get one character or one weapon. But I think it all...
Bro, there was this one game, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of, chat, which honestly used to be a very good game. And it was called, and still is called, Black Desert Online. So Black Desert Online is an incredible game. The combat system is fucking amazing. One of the best I've seen in like an MMO style game. It's an MMO. It's not technically a gacha game, right? It's an MMO. But it has massively gacha elements. To upgrade weapons, chat, to upgrade weapons and stuff, it's like a certain chance and you can buy the materials to upgrade weapons with. There was a video that I watched years ago about a dude that spent over 6 figures and went into crippling debt just to get like one weapon leveled up to like max. Fucking insane, dude.
It depends on your self-control.
Insane.
If you can control yourself from spending and putting too much money into this game,
Always know your
you
limits.
allow yourself to enjoy practically every single thing this game has to offer without any downsides. It does take a lot of self-control though.
Yeah.
And it starts becoming a whole different game, just managing your resources to save up for the character you want. And I actually really enjoy that part of it too. Which brings me to the next thing I love about the game. Number 2, the grind.
Hey, wait, this guy's just like me for real, dude. I love the grind.
Genshin grind is a deep one. There's so many characters. There are upwards of 50 characters, and the number goes up with every single patch. I talked about how it becomes a resource management game to try and save and plan your primo gems to get the characters you really want without spending.
Yeah.
But that also applies to all the things you need to do to upgrade all your characters. To get upgrades for characters, you need to use
that goblet looking like half a pint.
Applies to all the things you need to do to the characters you really want without spending. But that also applies to all the things you need to do to upgrade all your characters.
Oh, it's a Sans. Oh, it's actually not that bad for a Sans. I mean, it's an EM Sans, so it's not that bad. Crit rate, okay, never mind.
To get upgrades for characters, you need to use this energy that replenishes every 8 minutes called resin. You can only get 180 resin in 24 hours, and doing a boss for the materials or going to an artifact domain to upgrade your character's items usually costs about 40 resin.
Yeah.
So you really have to plan out everything you need to do so you can allocate the right amount of resin to the correct task to do for the day. And it's not like you can grind for a specific amount of time just to get everything done and move on.
Nope.
There's so much luck involved with artifacts, especially where the stats on a specific piece are completely random. There are a few stats that really fit with your character's kit.
That's
so
a nice
you have to
piece.
grind to get one with really good stats. And on top of that, have the luck for the stats to roll the right way while leveling up your artifact. Honestly,
holy fuck! Hey, that was a solid piece, dude.
Have the luck for the stats to roll the right way while
at 16, it rolled EM mostly and is still over 20 CV. That's a solid piece.
Leveling up your artifact. Honestly, if you want to get a character with a crazy build, it could take months, even years to get it right where you want it. But I seriously...
My resin is like 1999. I don't know if it's normal. Commissioner Pog, oh my fucking god, I swear to Christ, I am gonna explode on the inside right now. Okay, do me a favor. Spend all that fucking resin. You used all your fucking fragile, didn't you?
I love showing all my friends my new builds and all the crit stats I've been working on. I love it so much that I'll show you right now.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Oh, beautiful. Holy mother of fucking god. That's one of the best fucking Ganyus I've ever seen. Wait, that's like the Ayatollah that I had the other day. That we reviewed, that we saw. Very close to it, actually. This is wild. 110%. Oh. Jesus. Wow. Nice.
And yup, these builds took months, even years in some cases, to get to where they are today. And it's something I really enjoyed. But when we're talking about the thing that I enjoyed the most about Genshin Impact, it's gotta be this next thing.
Co-op.
Number 3, the combat.
Oh, I thought I was gonna play with friends.
The singular best thing about Genshin Impact.
Now, I don't know how I feel about this one, and I want to give my thoughts before we watch the rest of it, obviously. I think combat is one of the best things about the game, but I think there needs to be more combat-orientated things. The combat's too easy. The Spiral Abyss is the only thing, and that's just kind of cringe. Like, we need more diversity of activities in the game, combat-orientated, to make combat really shine, because there's just nothing there to kind of pull that out right now. And I know everyone's always been asking for more endgame content, and I do agree with it, but even if weeklies were changed up and you could do different stuff in weeklies, like buffed bosses with different elements that do stuff where you have to, you know, do fucking mechanics and stuff as well. I don't know. I just feel like the game is very easy, but the combat system is very complex, so it has a lot of potential, but it's just not living up to the potential yet, you know? That's how I feel.
Is the combat and all the mechanics that come with it. When this game first came out, we saw all the Breath of the Wild comparisons, but having played this game for more than 2 years now, I can see just how deep the combat mechanics really are.
Yeah, 100%.
Just starting out, you can whack a bunch of hilly trails around with your dull blade and say, it plays like any other game.
Yeah.
But when my friend told me to use the Anemo main character and her ult to mix the fire element from the hilly trails torches with the wind tornado thing,
it looks lit, dude.
my jaw was literally on the floor. There's so many elements and they all interact with each other in such unique ways.
Yeah.
And you can make use of all these elemental reactions to build optimal teams to go against specific bosses or domains. There's even so much more that goes into it, like elemental gauge theory, and there are theory crafters who spend all their time uncovering all the secrets to the combat in Genshin, and we find out more and more every single day.
That one stream and video that I did with Jeff, where he pretty much fixed my account, that man's brain is fucking massive when it comes to all of this kind of stuff, especially the elemental gauge theory and stuff that I just had no idea about.
Suffice to say, I really enjoy the combat in Genshin, and having a team with 4 characters makes it even more fun.
I agree.
Because it's not just a single character you have to match up with an enemy, but a whole team and optimal rotations for that team for any given enemy. I know, Genshin is a pretty easy game, and you can actually beat all the mobs and bosses with ease once you get to a higher adventure rank
100%.
and build your characters properly, but playing the Abyss really makes you think about the meta and how you can go about beating floors optimally, and I find it so satisfying finally clearing and getting 36 stars in the Abyss, and I've done so for almost 2 years now. Waiting for every single next Abyss cycle to come around just so I can get another 36 star in the books. And okay,
I think that makes
I've gushed enough about why I love the game.
We just need more, dude. We just need more. Don't play meta. Meta can be fun. That's the thing. That's what Jeff taught me too, dude. Meta can be fun. Meta isn't always just like, this team is the best, use this team. There's a lot of things that are in meta, right? Hyperbloom was meta for a long time. It's also very fucking fun. I think Hyperbloom is a great meta because it's enjoyable. The thing is, it's just having only one form of endgame combat game mode kind of vacuums the combat enjoyers into one thing. And what if you don't enjoy just hyper buffed enemies with a timer, you know? What if you don't enjoy hyper-inflated HP against 60 seconds on a clock? What if you want something where you have to actually use your brain more instead of a big damage tech and do mechanics? Stand on certain platforms, stand X amount of distance away from the boss when it does this attack, do this, do that, no shields, it disables healing, hydro damage turns into whatever. Like, mechanics, something fun and interesting would be my preference rather than just take down this HP before this timer runs out. I just think there needs to be more than just one form of endgame combat content.
The game so much, but
definitely
this is something I've really been wrestling with because I wanted to make a game about why Genshin Impact is the only game I play, but in the time it actually took to finish a script, I eventually stopped wanting to play the game entirely. So finally, let's get into the meat of why I wanted to make this video in the first place.
Okay.
And talk about why I stopped playing the game I love so much. And why it might be the end for a lot of people as well. Why I stopped playing.
Very curious about this.
The things I brought up is the reasons for why I love playing this game kind of also caused my now apathy for having to do them on a daily basis. Seeing them turn from positives to negatives felt really slow and subtle, like nothing had really changed. Until I realized all the things I used to like have kind of become the things I hate about the game today. The gacha stopped being this exciting game mechanic that makes me plan primo gems and future builds for characters, because I simply am no longer interested in any new characters. I was constantly looking forward to the new patch coming around the corner because of all the characters I could use, so I could experience a whole new playstyle or team comp, or just because they can do huge numbers.
Yeah, that is huge numbers, Jesus Christ. That's very good.
That excitement has now subsided, and I don't think I even need anything new because after 50 characters on my account, I honestly don't think there could be anything revolutionary or
Shenhe's revolutionary.
that different from anything else to actually get me excited again. Me not caring about the new characters has also made me realize how little I care about the grind now as well. The grind and the gacha aspects of this game are tied together, and because I didn't really want any new characters, I didn't care to grind out all the new materials that I need to prepare for them, or to worry about my resources because new characters require so much of it.
This guy does the same thing as me, spam clicking to get out the Catherine screen and accidentally slashing her with a fucking dull blade. I kind of agree with a lot of these points. I can definitely... It's not for me to agree with, but I can understand these points. There are times when I just despise the grind. Obviously. The whole thing about not getting excited for new characters anymore, I think with a bit of diversity and variety in the characters and their kits and what they can do, I think that would probably change for a lot of people. And obviously not looking at leaks and stuff, because looking at leaks, you're not going to be that hyped for a character when they eventually come out, I feel like. That might be wrong. I don't know. I haven't looked at leaks and I don't want to. But yeah, I don't know. I'd say it's a grinded game, but I enjoy the grind for the most part, and if I don't, then I stop for a bit, you know? But I do have to admit, I am very lucky that my first and foremost, like, primary attachment to Genshin is through the story, because I love the story and I know that that's not going anywhere ever. So I will always get my enjoyment out of this game just with the story, which I'm really fucking happy about. So it is what it is, you know?
This used to be so entertaining, grinding for artifacts with my friends and comparing what we get, getting bosses together, and when new characters finally come out, learning so much about the character's new kit, and even comparing units. I used to live for this every time a new patch came around. It actually makes me miss just how much fun I had while playing this game, and makes me feel bad about not feeling the same anymore.
Dude, that's
nothing
so
lasts
sad.
forever.
Holy shit, that's so sad. My god, I've had this with other games in the past. That's Burnout. That is literally what Burnout is, when you wish you could be as happy as you used to be about things, but you just cannot do it. That is quite literally the definition of burnout for most people. I think most of this stuff can be avoided with just taking ample breaks, you know? But maybe not for this guy. I don't know. It's very sad, though. That sucks to hear.
Time a new patch came around, it actually makes me miss just how much fun I had while playing this game, and makes me feel bad about not feeling the same anymore. But nothing lasts forever. And I came face to face with that realization when I was trying out the recent Abyss. Just a few minutes ago, I was gushing about just how much I loved the Abyss, and I actually loved it so much that I finished it, meaning cleared floor 12 with 9 stars, and the whole thing with 36 stars. Well, it's not some minor achievement. Not every player does this, but I do admit that becomes pretty easy at higher investment levels.
Yes.
Time investment, not money. And since I've been clearing...
Bit of both, honestly. Bit of both.
Pretty easy at higher investment levels. Time investment, not money. And since I've been clearing 36 stars every single time now, it feels way too weird to break the streak. So, I got my controller. Yes, I play with a controller because it is superior. And
this is where we're different. And again, this kind of stuff, which is, I know what Burnout is, and I've had it before, and it's fucking horrid. So what this guy just said, chat, listen.
Clearing 36 stars every single time now, it feels way too weird to break the streak.
It feels too weird to break the streak of 36 starring. What was the exact thing that I did when the new dogshit Abyss came out? The one that I didn't like at all. I literally said to you, I was like, I just don't care that much. I'm just going to get what I can and enjoy, and then stop playing the Abyss if I don't enjoy it. But I feel like this guy's going to push himself, and that's going to cause a bit of, I guess, like just negative emotions towards the Abyss, right?
So,
we'll see.
I got my controller. Yes, I play with a controller because it is superior. And
fair.
I got to work. I saw the game mode that I loved so much. Loved to the point of finishing over 200 times and doing for fun with new teams every now and then if I had any spare time. Feel a whole lot like a chore. I used to set aside a night just to get a 36 star clear every time it came out, but when I got to the final chamber of the last floor and fought this thing,
Not the nut. Oh, fuck.
Fucking thing. I just knew, after all the frustration, anger of not being able to finish it in time, I knew deep inside the truly sad and irrefutable fact that I didn't have it in me to try.
Wait, the first time?
Thing. I just knew, after all the frustration, anger of not being able to finish it in time, I knew deep inside.
Oh, in time. I thought you said the first time. I was going to say after one death.
The truly sad and irrefutable fact that I didn't have it in me to try.
But who cares?
I mean, if Genshin really wanted to keep their players, why would they add the single most annoying enemy ever into Abyss? It literally doesn't even take much skill or strategy to kill this thing because the window is so short and not at all in sync.
So here's the thing with the Wii Nut. I actually agree with this more so on the previous Abyss, not the Wii Nut one. Dude, the Wii Nut Abyss wasn't as hard as people were making it out to be. It really, really, really wasn't. Even with this team. This is almost the exact team that I used, apart from I used Yalan instead of Kokomi. That was it. The thing is, you don't hit it when it's in the window, when it's in the downed window. You hit it all the fucking time. And it's dead after like the first downed window. So it was just a bit of trial. I actually had more fun with this Abyss than the last Abyss. It was cringe until you learned the patterns. Yes, exactly. It was annoying until you learned the patterns. If they brought this back, I'd go do it again. I enjoyed the Wii Nut Abyss more than the Consecrated Beast Abyss. The Consecrated Beast one was awful. Terrible.
With practically every single team out there. It just makes killing this thing feel so unsatisfying. Something I thought I would never even say about Genshin's combat system. The Brick of the Past would try another team or just even retry until I got a better time to finish it within the 300-second time limit, but this time, I didn't really feel that way.
But it's okay to not feel that way. A lot of people seem to have this thing where they need to do everything and need to be the best at everything or need to clear everything perfectly. You don't, though. Like, if you're not having fun with it, just take a break. And I'm not saying that for this guy in specific, I'm just saying in general, because I think it's a big misconception around the fucking world, dude, that if there's a challenge that resets every 2 weeks where you can get X amount of primos, you need it done. You need to do it. You need that currency. You'll be fine without a third of a temple. I mean, a third of a pull. You'll be fine. You don't got 36 stars? Who gives a fuck? You're missing out on fucking, what, 50 primos? Yeah, that's how you burn out, by striving for something that is nigh on unattainable, depending on your teams and everything else. And if you're not enjoying something, still doing it just to get the reward if you're not enjoying it, it's just burnout central.
Didn't want to do it, and I didn't care if I didn't get a 36 star clear this time, or that my 2-year streak of getting 36 stars every single best reset was over.
Good.
It just didn't bother me anymore, and that realization that I just didn't care enough to even try, it really made me sad. I was one of the last ones.
Yeah.
I saw friends all around me start falling like flies. One after another, they'd slowly have the last online 31 days ago under their name in the co-op screen. But I stayed true and kept loyal to the game that made me a gamer. But at that point...
No. Oh, God. I hate it. I hate it. I'm sorry. That exact phrase there is the reason why the burnout happens. Why are you staying loyal and consistently every day playing a game that you were not enjoying instead of taking a break? If you're not enjoying it, take a break. Again, this goes for everyone. You don't owe the game anything. You don't owe the game your time. I get it, like in the mentality of it, like, oh my god, I like this game, I've been playing it for 2 years, I can't just stop now. But you can take a break. Sentimental, I think, Bran, but you're so right. Yeah, the sentimentality of it for sure. Maybe it's because I've been through it before with different games, but like nowadays, dude, I'd rather take a month break than just stop playing forever. Taking breaks is more than fine. I think it's necessary, dude. If I let go, what if I never come back? Then who cares? If you let go and you don't come back and you're happier for it, then it's fine. Why would you ever want to put a video game before your own well-being? I'm just saying.
But at that point, sometime in March of 2023...
But you put so much into the game? Oh, so it's sunk cost fallacy. Let me give you a prime example of this. You put a lot into a game, so you don't want to leave it, right? Let's say, for example, you have been renting a house for 10 years. You have a lot of memories in that house, but it's starting to fall apart, you know? There's a perfect dream job lands you in a different place. Are you going to say no to that dream job because you want to stay in the shitty house that you've been in for 10 years, but you could get a better one in a different place, you know, because sentimentality will only take you so far, you know, and when it starts affecting your mental health and everything else to keep playing something when you just don't want to be, then you got to kind of stop. And that was probably a pretty bad example, but still, yeah, I feel like that's important to say. This guy is giving a good lesson here with this video, dude. Very good lesson. Like, actually.
I think I gave up.
Which
I
is
quit,
fine.
And I didn't really feel that good, but I just couldn't find it in me to try anymore.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything that can make you play again?
Well, it's not like Genshin's actually dead, right? The servers are still up, and although the peak of about 8 million concurrent active players is a distant memory, and only 130,000 online at the time of recording, the game is still going strong with new regions and patches just around the corner. But with this game, just like many other games, I really feel like there might be a hard limit to how much you can play. They try their best, teasing new characters and regions and updates and mobs and all that as much as they can, but honestly, there really does come a point where it becomes pointless to keep going.
Yes. It's a gacha game. Of course there's a hard limit. Once you've spent your resin, if you don't want to go around killing mobs mindlessly for hours, then stop playing. Oh no, that's how I see it anyway. That's how I've always seen it.
There is no PvP game mode in this game, so the co-op playability has always been pretty low, and with no real incentive to keep playing aside from optimizing your builds and following through on the story, there isn't much MiHoYo is doing to keep this game alive for all the diehards that spend so much of their life for this game.
Okay, listen. Number one, I do wish there was more to do. Don't get me wrong here. Don't get me wrong here. I do wish there was more to do in Genshin. I wish I could play this game for longer. Does it make it a bad game that it doesn't? No. I think the amount of content that we get is sustainable. However, I do wish there was more. I definitely do. I would love more combat endgame. I'd love just more permanent fixtures in the game to be able to go back, do all the time, and do everything else. But it's a tough one. Damn, this is a very insightful video, dude. This is a good-ass video. The biggest takeaway from me from this is we get updates every 6 weeks, dude. If you want to just play for the first week and then take a month off, do it. If you want to play every single day, do it. But the second you start just not enjoying it, then just take a break. You don't need to constantly play this game every single day to fulfill some kind of promise or anything. Put your mental health first. Take a small break. Take a week off. Take 2 weeks off. Take a month off. Who cares? Just take some time for yourself to get yourself in the right headspace. That's what I recommend.
To keep this game alive for all the diehards that spend so much of their life for this game.
It's still so alive, though.
Creators and influencers have been asking miHoYo to add new co-op game modes and maybe a leaderboard for Abyss or maybe even PvP, but let's be honest.
No.
It's a 2.5-year-old game.
Mm-hmm.
And we know what this game is. I think all the people who are so vocal on the internet talk about how much potential this game has to be even bigger than it already is. If only miHoYo would listen and add the things they've been asking for forever, but there hasn't been one indication that they'd actually do that. And honestly, I really don't see a future where they change their plans just to keep...
Okay, I have a pretty hot take on this. Having seen what happened in Honkai Impact 3rd with the endgame situation and when things were added, and having seen what it's like at the start of Honkai Star Rail, they clearly know what endgame is, and they know what's wanted and what's needed. I think there's a valid reason why they're not listening, quote unquote, where people are like, they're just not listening to my suggestion, add it to the game. And my theory is that they've already fucking planned it, and we're gonna have to wait, which sucks. It sucks to wait, and it'd be cool to have some kind of confirmation, but like if they said, oh, more endgames coming in a year, people would still be unhappy. It's probably tied to story. Oh, 100%. Everything is. Even the Spiral Abyss, right? So I don't know. I just think it's planned, and we'll eventually see more endgame content. I don't think there's any shot on this God's Green Earth chat that we don't see any more permanent endgame combat content in Genshin Impact until the day it dies. I do not think that's a possibility. I really don't. I personally was thinking it'd be in Natlan, with maybe like a war arena or something, you know, waves of enemies like a Colosseum. It'd be super cool if it was Fontaine though, because I want it sooner rather than later. But I guess we'll see. Don't forget, chat, everything's been planned from the beginning, especially with story, right? There's been throwbacks in fucking from Mondstadt to Sumeru and stuff. So I think a lot of the stuff is just planned for specific regions and specific times, 7 years in advance, however long it is. And we'll eventually get it, just not yet. And they don't want to give away too much, which I think is understandable. They want to keep the excitement. It doesn't help because the players feel like there's a lack of communication, which is very important. Players feel like there's a lack of communication because they don't know what's coming in 5 years. But what they fail to remember is, for the majority of video games on the planet, you don't know what's coming in 6 weeks, dude. It's a tough one because I feel like HoYo give a lot of information that is coming soon, but not coming in the future. Like, coming very soon, we get updates 6 weeks in advance. And then for the stuff that's coming in 2 years, we'll find out 6 weeks before it comes out. But that's just their way of doing things, which I think is okay. I'm kind of used to it at this point. I'm just waiting.
Keep these people happy. I think if they'd wanted to keep players playing, they'd have made a change or two in that direction, but there hasn't been anything at all. And it almost seems delusional to expect anything now. So, honestly, there might be something to make me play again. I think I'll still be checking in on my account every once in a while and checking in on old friends to ask how they've been doing.
It's me again.
If they'd wanna play again too. Maybe if Genshin added a co-op Abyss or an actual multiplayer mode or raids or something to make it more interesting, I'll give it another shot.
Raids would be sick, dude. Raids would be fucking incredible.
I can't help
it'd be so
but
nice.
feel like I'll never really reach the highs that I did when this game was in its heyday. And although it makes me really sad to say, I feel like the best that this game can offer is already behind me.
I think it's smart to realize that as well, especially considering this guy said he's not that interested in the story, right? He doesn't do any of the story quests because, well, he said they're not voiced. I'm assuming he means world quests. But he said the combat was like one of the biggest things for him. And I can definitely understand if you joined Genshin because of the combat and the only thing you have had for the past 2.5 years is Spiral Abyss, I can understand. But I do feel like a break would be better than straight up quitting. I don't know, I feel like people quit very easily.
I still love you, Genshin Impact. Man, all the people I've met and become really close to just because you exist is still something I feel so grateful for every single day.
Bro, you acted like it's a fucking relationship. It's cute though. I get it. Hey, sometimes you love a game that much, or even like yeah, I'm just gonna say game because I've been there. Well, you were so attached to a video game that it's really difficult to pull yourself away from it, which is it is.
Just because you exist is still something I feel so grateful for every single day.
Oh.
I don't think I'll be playing very much anymore though, so Maybe I won't be able to relive all the incredible times I've had while playing this game, but I guess it's like that for every single huge game, right?
Damn,
Nothing
this is a
lasts
sad
forever,
video, dude.
But I just can't help but feel so grateful that this was my first. I can still play so many other games with all the good friends I've made while playing Genshin Impact though, and maybe in a couple years, we'll still be talking about how we used to spend all day just running around and killing stuff for no reason. All the hype that we felt every time a new character trailer came out, or all the times we missed on a 50-50, or all the moments in between when we really got to connect as people and friends.
Yeah, I feel bad for this guy, dude. I feel kind of sorry. I understand it. I've been there with other games. I have. I just know how to handle it personally a bit better. And it does suck.
When we really got to connect as people and friends.
Oh, one thing I'm very glad about though is that he's keeping his friendships that he made through Genshin and just playing other games with him. I think that's huge. You make so many friends through gaming chat.
Fan, and
it's important
I'm
to cherish
always gonna
them.
Drop by every now and then, so I really hope Genshin keeps going and keeps trying new things to keep the game I love alive and well. There's still so many people out there who have yet to experience the pure joy this game has to offer, and I'll be recommending they give it a try all my life.
Yeah.
Maybe when they turn old and gray like me, they'll have all the incredible memories of all
Bro, you look like you're about 20 years old. What do you mean old and gray like you? How old is this kid?
the good old days too.
There's no way he's older than me.
And that's it. Man, I felt so nostalgic scripting and filming and planning for this whole video, and I only have Genshin to thank for that.
Oh.
But if you're like me and feeling sad that Genshin just isn't hitting the same anymore, let's commiserate in the comments and talk it out. I really hope you liked the video. Later.
What a nice guy, dude. Poor kid. Dude, I feel like that video was very good. Might be a bit clickbait. I mean, that was clickbait. Is Genshin Impact finally dead? And he was just talking about his dead to him, no one else. So the clickbait did be strong, but it worked. I mean, I watched it, right? I thought it was going to be something totally different, but that was a very, very awesome video. That was very cute, honestly, very cute.